I actually ummed and ahed about posting up this video, but in actual fact, it seems I'm not the only YouTube creator that has been struggling this month. It's the end of the year and we're all feeling a bit burnt out in one way or another. And for myself, mine has been my anxiety. Running away from clients with coughs and colds, or running away from people who have potentially got COVID. In fact, I've just felt like I've been on the run all the time, or even a never stopping roller coaster. I'd go off to work, clean for my clients, come home, and my house would be an absolute disaster. And when the weekends came, I didn't want to do a thing, I just wanted to rest. So of course, my house got messy and that made me even worse. But it was time to sit down and watch the last Grand Prix of the season, although I even walked away from that disgusted by the end result. I have been taking regular lateral flow tests for many months now, and thank God they've all come back negative. Still feeling very teary, I got myself up and out the house and walked up to the chemist to get this Emla cream so that I could have my injection on Sunday. I also decided to make myself a nice healthy lunch and have some chicken katsu sliders with some cucumber, peppers and carrots. But one routine that hasn't changed? Yep, Blue's meal schedule. So it's been get his meal and go back to bed, where he will find me for snuggles later. But what was really sweet was on this morning he decided to have a paw on my shoulder. My nemesis. Oh yeah, I've got to clean the kitchen, as per usual. And the lounge could do with a bit of a tidy up too. Oh, and so does the bathroom. Oh no, there's just so much to do. So I decided to dump everything on my whiteboard and write it all down so it wasn't swirling around in my head. That way I can cross it all off when I'm done and not lose it all if I wrote it on a piece of paper. Although I got up and fed Blue, I then headed back to bed, so a bit later on when I got up again, I made myself a cup of coffee. This is also the third day of hearing my neighbour having renovation works done to his bathroom. I live in a cluster home where the walls are paper thin, so you can hear everything. Then I ran myself a lovely warm bath. This gave me an hour to relax, to regroup and rethink of going forward. I do feel like a ton has been lifted from my shoulders for counselling my clients for the rest of this year. But I feel like a failure and a coward too. That's better, I feel cleaner and more refreshed. And then I cooked myself a nice lunch. I then took a phone call with my dad, and then my brother intercepted it and said, I'm going into Watford, do you want me to get your masks for you? Can I come with you? I need to get out this house because this drilling is driving me mad from my neighbour's renovation works. As my brother was driving along the dual carriageway, I looked over to the Tesco car park. It was busy, but oh my god, there's a red truck there. Oh my god, it's a Coca-Cola lorry. Woohoo! Because of the pandemic and the numbers were high with coronavirus, Coca-Cola didn't release where the truck would be or the times or the dates. But this was a complete fluke to be there when it was there, but a happy fluke. Bro managed to pick up a few presents for Christmas round town. My children's disposable masks were not found in B&M where I normally get them from, but it was good to get out of the house. I also picked myself up this book in town. I spent 5 minutes looking around the works in Watford for this book and I couldn't find it. I walked out the shop gutted I couldn't see it, and being in that low mood I didn't want to bug the staff members and ask them. Coming out the store, I showed the photo of the book to my brother on my phone. With that, he got up, put his bag on his back and walked straight into the store and got it down off the high shelf for me and said, "I've been staring at this cover for the last 5 minutes waiting for you." Upon telling the cashier, she said, "Had you have asked, I would have got it for you too." Note to self, don't be shy and just ask. Once home, I quickly cleaned and refilled all the bird feeders. And raked up the leaves from my lawn and pulled out a few dead plants ready to put in the brown bin as it was the last collection before the new year. And I got indoors just in time for another speech from Boris. Oh God. Basically, there will be no lockdown, but the numbers are high and he wants everyone that hasn't been vaccinated to book a vaccination, not go to walk-ins, like he previously stated in his last speech and messed up the NHS something chronic, as the vaccination centres weren't ready for all these people to walk in and get their vaccinations done. The kitchen was looking messy once again, so for every advert through one of my programmes I was watching, I got up and cleaned a bit of the kitchen before sitting back down again, before Blue decided I'm going to FIP you. FIP is feline induced paralysed. Over the next few days it was just having cuddles with Blue and taking my time and getting a few things done here and there. I was getting more nervous as my injection day came, but also at the end of that week was the anniversary of my auntie mum's death. To pass the morning away, I did some tidying up at the house and did a lot of washing. This would take my mind off what was about to happen. I may be 37 years of age, but I have a real needle phobia, thanks to having a lot of needles as a kid. Made worse when I was in hospital in 2014. But Hannah, this is your third COVID jab, and it's going in your arm, not a vein. When myself and my brother arrived at Watford Town Hall, the queue outside wasn't too bad. We arrived early so I could put the Emla cream on for about 15 minutes. But once I'd arrived and signed in, the queue inside the building was long. My ticket number was 54. I think we were on number 30 when I arrived. Waiting for a needle also makes me even worse. It was also very noisy in the building, which didn't help either. And when it came to my turn, I was in pieces. Yes, I cried. The lovely nurse took me off to a side room where she explained everything before putting the needle in my arm. And yes, I did squeal. This was me once home at my dad's house, and yes, I was a little dizzy. Dad kindly cooked me some lunch, corn stir fry. Then I had a mince pie for dessert before my brother took me back home. As the evening wore on, my arm got sore and my lymph nodes in my armpit also were hurting. I'm so glad I planned ahead like the other 2 injections and picked up picky foods to eat. These sandwiches were my dinner for later on in that evening. However, that evening I did manage to fold up some clothes out the tumble dryer. The next day, when I woke up, I felt completely exhausted, like a bus had hit me. I was also feeling very shivery. All I did was sleep, and slept a lot, and ate and drank some food when I could. That afternoon, my neighbour across the way surprised me by bringing me this big bouquet of flowers. A Christmas gift and a thank you for everything I have done for her this year. I also felt brave enough to go and take a shower. It's the winter solstice and the moon looked amazing. After tonight, the days would be drawing out. And I awoke to a lovely sunrise. Although it was a lovely sunrise, looks can be deceiving and it was very frosty that morning. So cold that Blue went out, did his business, came back in and hid under my duvet to warm himself back up again. Though I put this video together ages ago, I am only now doing the voiceover for it. And it's been over a week since I've had my vaccine. I am feeling much better, much calmer. Christmas has been, I've spent some time with my family, and now it's looking ahead to the new year.